Hello, it's Bernard from Miniature Printerland, setting up the new printers. Just thought I'd go live. I don't have anything planned whatsoever, so this is an Ask Me Anything. Feel free to jump in with comments. I will answer questions. I'm not sure how exciting it will be for you, but maybe we can get a little dialogue going. Hey, Mike. You know what? I'm good. Not much. I appreciate the offer to come in and help, but yeah, there's not that much to do. A lot of it is just me, pulling things apart. I will definitely take you up on the heavy lifting. If there's heavy lifting to do, you can come in. Hello, Oklahoma. Yeah, I'm just, today's goal is to take out these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Mars 2 Pros. I'm going to move 2 of them over there beside the Saturns. And then I've got another 6 of these, the Ultras, the 4 Ultras, Mars 4 Ultras. So they're going to be 6 Mars 4 Ultras that go in here, 2 Mars 2 Pros that go over there. And should make short work of it. So we'll see what's going on. Jesse, hello. How's everyone doing? So this is just watch me rip the studio apart. Hopefully it is wildly meditative for you. It's kind of like watching me do my thing. And if you want to just sort of chat or ask me questions, I'm happy to be part of it. And if it's not rocking your world, then that's okay too. I'm going to be moving around a bit. Making a bit of a mess here. I've got my safety PPE on because resin is messy. I was going to put the music on. I usually have music on in here, but I didn't know how that would react with YouTube and streams and all the rest of it. I suspect not very well. So if you have any questions about anything, or if you just want to watch me make a mess, that's good too. Guess the first thing I'm going to do is just get rid of all of these first. And I'll check in from time to time to see if there are any comments. Yeah. And sometimes I put my lab coat on too if I'm getting super messy. Hey, you like my shirt? It's the Mini Prints logo. My wife got me the Canadian Beaver Alliance. Okay. So, oh, guess I'm turning these guys back on. Forgot to move the plates up. Be a good thing to do. Okay, so these guys are probably ready to roll. So I'm just going to be taking the tanks out and draining them. Jesse, a mess is inevitable. Taking out printers and then reinstalling new ones. It's time consuming, but oh yeah, it's totally gonna be worth it. So the new printers are faster. They are higher resolution. They're significantly faster. They're higher resolution. And the thing I like most about them is that I can send files to them wirelessly. So I'll have the machines labeled 1 to 8. And then if I want to send one file, I can just pretty much send it off to 8 machines and get them all printing at the same time. It's going to make my life a lot easier. Hey, Dave, how are you? Should I let the cat out of the bag? Shall I tell these fine folks what we're planning for Wednesday, or should it be a surprise? I'm debating whether or not we let the cat out of the bag. Dave and I are planning a pretty neat surprise for coming up this Wednesday, Mini Prints Monthly Live at 7. Go for it? Okay. Let me open the window. It's getting warm in here. Here we go. A hint, please. Okay, Jesse, I'll give you a hint, and then I will come back and tell you. So the hint is that I'm going live 7 p.m. Eastern, as I always do, Wednesday. If you look at the thumbnail, that is the hint. So I will give you a further hint. There are going to be 2 special guests. Dave is one of them. Dave here, who's on the chat, and see if you can guess who the other special guest is going to be. And I'm pretty excited about it, actually, because this is a special guest. Well, Dave's a special guest, too. Yeah, Michelle's a good guest, but no, Michelle is not on the thumbnail. Michelle, I'm talking about the thumbnail on the YouTube and Facebook announcement for the upcoming live stream. Hey, Todd, thanks for joining. What we are making today is I'm replacing all of my old printers with new printers. So I have 6 Elegoo Mars 2 Pros. So this machine right here, and these are coming out, and they are going on to a better life. They've outlived their effectiveness. They're fine machines, but they're just not what I want anymore. And I'm replacing them with these guys right here. Here we go. I have 6 brand new printers. So these 6 printers here are going to get unboxed. And those 6 printers, the 4 on the bottom and the 2 on top, are going to go out. And when I'm done, there are going to be 8 brand new printers up here. These 2 are already in. So there are going to be 2 and then another 4 down there. So we are making, I guess you would say, we're making a mess. But it's a good mess because we are going to make some progress. Step one is get all the old printers out, which involves a lot of cleaning, and you don't want to leave resin in the vats because one, resin's expensive and you want to recycle it and reuse it. Two, it's kind of toxic and messy. And three, I'm going to reuse these. I'm going to probably keep two of the 6 are going to go here for colored resins, white and clear. One of them is going to go home in case, I can't sleep and it's 3 in the morning and I have an idea and I need to print something. And one of them is going to go to my friend Spencer's. And so what's that? That's 4 out of the 6. So we'll see. So that's the general plan. What is that doll thing up over the signals? Oh, good question. Hey, this is an Ask Me Anything. Yeah, okay. So this is officially Mini Print's Ask Me Anything. And that is a spectacular question. So I'm in an industrial space and you find weird things out for the trash. And much to my wife's extreme displeasure, I'm a bit of a pack rat. Someone threw out 2 perfectly good life-size mannequins. And I've had a mannequin thing for years. I think mannequins are just incredibly, incredibly cool. Freaky, but cool. So there you go. There are 2 mannequins up there. And I haven't quite figured out what to do with them yet. But when you see 2 perfectly good mannequins out for the trash, I could not pass it up. My son, my 18-year-old, is also in film school. And I mean, come on. Like a mannequin for a film prop, like that's just too good. So there are 2 mannequins up there. At some point, I'll probably admit defeat and toss them out. But I just haven't figured out what I want to do with them yet. Interestingly, at least I think so, one of them actually came in quite handy because I was doing some calibration of one of the new scanners and I didn't have someone in here. So I just, I put one of the mannequins on the turntable and practiced my scanning with the mannequin, which is, yeah, a little bit weird, but it worked. And I actually thought that would be a really cool 3D print, is a mannequin. So at some point, I will bring out maybe an HO scale mannequin because it's weird and creepy and fun. At least I think so. All right, so there's machine number 1. Clean up machine number 2. Okay, machine number 2. Figure out where to put these where I'm not. Kick them or wreck them. All right, let's do more. Yeah, exactly, Jennifer. Mike, it's true. Actually, as a matter of fact, hang on. The mannequins are quite good. Sometimes I ask them for a hand. They lend a hand. Yaka, 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 yaka. I don't know, mannequins are just kind of cool. Mannequins, there's, I don't know, there's just something about mannequins. They're kind of creepy and funny and interesting. Yeah. Watch Bernard live on the Mannequin channel. Yes, I do, Andy. So the way it works for and this is a bit of an experiment, so you can tell me how it goes. Right now, most, if not all, of the objects can be ordered painted. And as a matter of fact, Mike H.O. Trains, who's in here right now, does the painting. So the way we've done it is, if an object's $5, then to get it painted is 10. So it's pretty much just doubled the price. And that's just the easiest way of instituting it right now. So a lot of the objects are available painted, and we'll probably add animals and figures and things at some future date. Just haven't gotten around to it. Yeah, Mike H.O. Trains does all the painting, and he does a spectacular job. Yeah, I'm just gonna wipe this down a bit. All right. Right. Debating whether I'm going to keep that map there or not for now. So this is the Ask Me Anything. Bernard sets up his printers. Jennifer says, I'm painting my mini prints while Dr. Mini talks about painting. It's a meta, self-referential. No, Todd, not N scale. So good point, and I apologize, but the N scale stuff is just too small, and I don't want to drive Mike or myself crazy. Painting is available in HO, S, and O scale. N scale is currently not something we offer at this point. If you're an N scale and you're painting, then you've got better eyes than I do. I suppose I could ask Mike how he feels about that, but that's a future thing. We're just trying this painting thing out to start. All right, so for those who have just joined, welcome. This is the Bernard sets up his new printer stream and the Ask Me Anything. So far, the prize for Ask Me Anything goes to Jennifer for the weirdest question regarding the mannequin. As a matter of fact, hang tight, Jennifer, you win a prize. All right, Jennifer, you have won, if you don't already have one, I don't think you do, for the first Ask Me Anything question, seeing as it was such a good question that had absolutely nothing to do. Have I sent you a Mini Prints mug yet? Suitable for drinking coffee or tea or bourbon or anything else? If you do not have a Mini Prints mug, Jennifer, you now do. All right, so let's see what we got going on here. So I'm just emptying out the resin vats on the old machines before. Oh, great, that's great. All right, Jennifer, I'll send it to you. Doing a little cleaning of the old vats. Well, I've got more mugs, so maybe for people who ask more questions, I will give out more mugs. Not promising. The worst part about being live online is I can't have my music playing. I'm usually blasting tunes, and I don't know how that works. No, Al, the stickers. So what happened is when I went to Springfield, I had things on the fascia, so I had to move some stickers. So chances are, if you don't see your sticker there, it's been moved to the sides or the back because I needed to free up space for the bunker here. There's a whole bunch along here. There's a whole bunch on the other side, which is unfortunate because those are only viewed when their modules are sort of out in the middle. I would love to. I might have to do a sticker board. I see a lot of guys, gals, folks, people. I see a lot of people doing like a sticker wall, which would probably be a better idea for me because there's only so many stickers I'm going to be able to fit on the front of a layout. Having said that, if there is anyone in here who has not sent me a sticker, I would love a sticker. I will get the sticker wall going. Suppose I could put them maybe underneath the Mini Prints banner there, all along there. That'd be cool. Just like fill that entire wall with stickers. That could work. So what kind of music? Asks Jennifer. Jennifer's shooting for a second mug. It depends what kind of mood I'm in. I listen to pretty much everything. Sometimes I'm in a sort of a more, I won't say metal mood, but a louder mood. Sometimes I'm in a lot of classic 80s stuff, mainly. I mean, if I had to pick something, it would be 80s, Smiths, you know, maybe some Cure Cult, maybe, I don't know. Lately, I've been listening to a lot of Arctic Monkeys. They're pretty good. I like them quite a bit. There are a couple of singers that I really like, Celeste and who else? Oh gosh, I'd have to get my playlist out, but it really depends. Tunes are under copyright, as you know. Can check out the ASCAP license. Winterall has to get one. I'm not sure what that means, Darby, but that's why I'm not listening to tunes right now, because I don't know what the official policy is. Okay, so let me just go here for a second. I will answer the next question in a minute. 10. Get up there. How much resin do I use in a month? The funny thing is, I have no idea. I have never, ever counted. I suppose I could probably add up total resin expenditures and divide by 12, but that would just depress me because it would be more than I want to know. But it really depends on the month, and it depends what I'm printing. So there's some months, you know, when I'm printing lots and lots and lots of tiny things. And then there are other months when, you know, all of a sudden I'm coming out with something ridiculous, you know, like the mobile home or something that just took a ton of resin. It also depends, you know, on the scale. Sorry, I'm going to keep disappearing from time to time. So I probably should know that. I don't. I've never added it up. I would say a lot. More than a lot, actually, would be my guess. A heck of a lot more than a lot. All right. So let's see what we got here, printer-wise. Suppose I should show you guys. Whoa, you're not seeing anything. Suppose you guys should see the unboxing. Here we go. Let's do that. I will move that, and I will move this. All right, so live unboxing of Mars 4 Ultra. Hey, Jim, how are you? Leveling card, in case you ever wanted to know what leveling card was in Chinese. Power lines. You have no idea how many of these things I have. Don't need those. Here is the toolkit with a lot of stuff in there. This is the important thing that I need. The power adapter. And what I'm going to do here, once again, you can't see. Let me unbox and then I'll show you what I'm going to do next. All right. And then the main attraction. There we go. So, the beast. Build plate, knob, printer. All right. So keep in mind, I'm going to have to do this like 6 times. Where am I going to put you here? Let's just go. See if that works. All right. So this machine, what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove the old power brick, whatever. Put it over here with one of the ones. Well, that's interesting. There must be some sort of capacitor in there because it's unplugged and still powered. Not interesting. Okay, we'll go rip one of those apart. So I'm going to use the new brick from the new machine for no good reason. I'm sure it's the same power, but just because. And I'm going to hook it into the existing power cord I've got there for no good reason, just because it's less work. All right. So that's good. Hello, Jim. Dustin from Iowa. All right, so let's plug this one in. All right. I'm a bit of a symmetry freak, so it drives me insane when things are out of kilter. Let's get these feet down too. Yeah, that's nice and stable. All right, moment of truth. Yes, we have power. Okay, one down. There's still a lot to do, believe me. but that's a good sign. Let's get this thing on. So let's go tool, manual, 50mm increments. Just moving this arm up right now so I can get the build plate on. Ah, the glamour, the glamour. How much is your electric? You know, the funny thing is, almost nothing. I mean, these things, they're not that much. I would think that certainly in the summer, the window air conditioning unit would take up a heck of a lot more. Keep in mind too, these things are not, as much as I run my machines, these things are not running 24 hours. You know, they, realistically, they probably get run. Once again, depends how busy I am. But they probably, each machine probably does 1 or maybe 2 if I'm really busy sessions a day. And I mean, I could look up the electrical, how many watts they are, but next to nothing. I mean, there would be more electricity consumed, I would think, by the lights, the computer, the air conditioner. It's not an electricity issue. It's a resin issue. The resin is the expense. Let's just put that in there for now. I still have to go through the leveling and the setup and everything. But for now, all I'm going to do is I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do a device self-test. Rome was not built in a day. So today's goal is to get the old ones out and the new ones in. How does the printing file get to the printer? Network remotely? Good question. So in the old days, with these guys, I would put it on a USB key. Yeah, USB, I guess. Into the computer, onto the stick, and then they'd go in the front of the machine like that. So they just fit in right here. These new machines, you can put a USB in as well. However, as I was saying earlier, what I really like about them a lot is that I can send files remotely. And I have a vision. I don't know whether I'll actually be able to do it, but what I'd love to be able to do is to load files remotely from home. So, do a bunch of stuff, at night from home, teleport into this network somehow, load the machines, get them running. That would be exciting. I'm sure it's doable. I just okay, so we got a good self-test. So there's machine 1. The one thing I will do now, 2, back, system. I will put this on Wi-Fi. Hang on, I'm just going to put in my Wi-Fi password and name this machine Mini 1. So it's going to be Mini 1, Mini 2, Mini 3, Mini 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So hang on. Excuse me while I turn my back to you for 1 minute. Can you see my password? Confirm. Let's see if it connects to Wi-Fi. All right. So these, yes. So these, if I get this on Wi-Fi, and it looks like it's on Wi-Fi now, which is good. Yeah, I got a Wi-Fi symbol. And then if I go to system settings and I go device info, I can name this machine Mini 1. M-I-N-I Mini 1, enter. Done. Okay, so then when I go to send it from my computer, I'll be able to send it to Mini 1, Mini 2, Mini 3, Mini 4, etc. Which actually makes me very, very, very happy because it's one less step. I could probably do this as well. So the other thing that's kind of nice about these machines over the other ones. Oh, you know, Jim, I didn't yet. Good point. There's another thing I haven't plugged in yet. So these are the last two things that go on. So Jim is correct. The antenna goes right here, interestingly. No problem getting on Wi-Fi without it, which is good. But there's the antenna. Just seems to spin endlessly. Okay, good. And then this is neat. This is a purified charcoal air filter, which is kind of nice because it only runs when the machine's running. So that seems to be clever. So just put that in as well. There we go. You can see it on that one there. All right. Let's call, I still have to level it and all the rest of it. We'll call Mini 1 done for now. I'm going to go and get my X-Acto. And there we go. Slice open Mini 2. And I get to do this over and over and over. My wife is at the barn today with Pumpkin. And the kids are home. So I figured I'd just take a few minutes. You know, even if I get some of them set up, it's still, oh, this one's packed a little differently. That's interesting. It's still work, get something done. I'm gonna have a sale on these power lines. I'm gonna have so many of them. All right. So how often are you able to reuse resin after printing? Sean, here is a secret. I never, ever, ever take the resin out of my vats, ever. Well, that's not true. The only time I take the resin out of the vat is if I need to fix something, like if something gets stuck in it. So if there's a mistake, a printing mistake. If I'm leaving for like a week, although even then, I usually don't take the resin out. I'll show you a little trick I do. And I go through it so quickly. There's really no need to take it out because it just, the question is more, how often do I pour it in? So, okay, so let's do this one. So here's a brick. Okay, out with the old, in with the new. Okay. That's going to take years off my life. So, the other thing I can do, which I will do right now, just to help speed up the process here, is I'm just going to drain the plates. I'll show you what I'm doing. Draining the plates off of the old machines. So just tilt them down like this. You might need to come up with that. Right. There we go. This will just speed up the process when I get around to these guys. Okay. So where were we? Okay. Pull this one out. All right. Welcome to anyone who's just joined. You are watching the setup and the teardown. The teardown of the old machines, the setup of the new. The old being the Mars 2 Pros, the new being the 4 Ultras. That's a little too close. I think I'm going to get rid of the mat. What I'll probably end up doing is buying a separate mat for each one at some point, or coming up with a different solution. All right. We don't need that. Might as well do this time first so I don't forget again. So we've got the air charcoal purifier. Right, and the antenna. Come on. Okay. And just for laughs and giggles, it's probably a good thing I didn't level them all and set them up until they're all ready. So let's just get this out of there. Right. I like a bit of space between them just for airflow. Yeah, are you still good? Did I turn you off or did you just turn off? Oh, there we go. Okay, you're good. All right, you get to get on too. That's good. All right. Almost done with row number 1. They're going to look pretty. What, with the popularity of 3D printing becoming greater, is the price of resin stable? Oh, that's a very good question. Okay. I think resin prices are falling. But the short answer, Sean, and for your second, third, or fourth question, I will award you a mug because these are great questions. So if you don't have a Mini Prints mug, Sean, congratulations, you do now. I would say that what I've noticed in the last 4 years is that resin prices have been falling. Now, that could be due to a number of different factors. It could be due to the adoption of more 3D printing and, you know, more people buying it, whatever. Or what I think is perhaps more likely is that 4 years ago, we were deep in COVID supply chains issues. And my guess is the international freight rates have probably dropped. Just going to do this system note on the back. Freight rates have dropped. And as a result, lots of things that were really expensive coming from overseas are now becoming less expensive. Dwight Curley says SD card. What does SD card mean? What are you referring to? So I would say resin prices I've noticed have been falling, but then it also depends on what kind of resin. Because there's some resins, like for example, this is the most expensive resin I've ever bought in my life. And I've actually never used it yet, which is kind of stupid because 1/21/2004, I probably should use it. Not that resin ever goes bad, really. But this is a little tiny half bottle of a special resin that actually prints like black rubber for tires, like a very, very flexible resin. So you could do car tires with this and they would be very bouncy. And this was like $100 just for this one little container. Now, if this was just a normal resin, like an everyday boring regular resin, yeah, that could be like, I don't know, $20, 10, 15, $20. Yeah, I mean, specialty resins. Oh, hang on. My son is calling me. Give me 1 second and I will just take this call. Hello. You there? Okay. Short answer is we can't because it's turned off inside. Yeah, okay, hang on 1 second. Hang on, folks. We're having some fence work done. I'm just on the interweb. We're having some fence work done. No, it's okay. We're having some fence work done. So let me just answer this question and I will be right back. Okay, so no, it's fine. So what you need to do is you need to go into the basement, into the workroom. And there is, it's hard to describe, but there's a hole in the wall by the window where there is a valve that turns on the hose. It isn't, but you should be able to do it. So in the window well in the downstairs, in case anyone's wondering. Yeah, so reach in there and turn the knob on, but make sure there's someone outside because the outside tap is turned on. Okay. Okay, awesome. See you, bud. Bye. So that was my 18-year-old. I told him to give me a shout. We're redoing a fence in the backyard, so I guess they need water for cement. So where were we? Dwight Curley, I use an SD card to get the file to the printer. How long will that last? Phone on a watch. Good morning from Australia. Good morning, Arthur. What resin will you be using with the new printer? Good question, Jim. So I will answer that. Take the sticker off now. So part of that answer is it's top secret. And part of the answer is same as the other stuff. So what I've done is I've created my own custom mix from 4 different resins. So I blend 4 resins together. One gives me the color I want, one gives me the cost I want, one gives me the strength I want, and one gives me the flexibility I want. So I combine 4 different, is it 4 now or 5? 5 actually, there's a 5th one. So I do a custom mix of 5 different resins because I don't want to use all the expensive stuff. I don't want to use all the cheap stuff. I don't want to use all the brittle stuff. So it's a unique mix. I can tell you that I really like as a base resin, I really like the Sierra Tech. So this is good stuff. So there's a lot of sort of specialty stuff in there that I throw in, but as a good everyday Sierra Tech, I use the Fast. But this is a good resin and also has the advantage of coming in bigger containers. So, but it will be the same. I don't think you can buy 8K resins. I might play around with it and experiment. But I don't see the value for what I'm doing. I'm not sure there would be a quality bump, and there's certainly a price bump. Yeah, no, isn't this crazy? We live in the future. I tell my kids all the time, we live in the future. This is expensive. This is 5 liters. And I go through this stuff like water. So, hey, Sparky, how are you? I was going to text you and see what time. I think I got resin all over my watch. Ew. That's not good. Oh, now I got resin all over my shirt. Well, you can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs. Hang on a second. Just going to put on a clean glove. Less chance that This is a messy business. There is absolutely no doubt about it. This stuff gets everywhere. Okay, where was it? Yes, so that has been moved up. Give me 1 second here. Let's put that on. Okay, good. So I was going to message you, Sparky, to see what time you were going on today, because I didn't want to overlap with you. But then I started doing this and I forgot. So I apologize. I hope I'm not interrupting your stream. Have you been on? And are you going on? Because one of the things we can do is if you haven't been on and you want to go on, I'll go off and you can go on so that we don't split the audience, although I'm sure everyone would rather see your layout than watch me switch vats because it's like watching paint dry. Oh, Sean. Geez, Sean, you're asking great questions. Oh my God. I love it. Sean, you are my #1 question. This is the Bernard Ask Me Anything. I love it. Nope, I just started looking at a new track plan on my level. Okay. Well, Sparky, let me know when you want to go on and I'll jump off. Sean, the most unexpected place I have shipped minis to, I can answer that 2 ways. I can tell you in the past, some of the countries that I've been surprised to get orders from, and I can tell you about the future. So in the past, I think probably Chile and South America. So for some reason, I don't know, I just never thought of South America as being model railroad hotbed. You know, I got a lot from Australia, England, of course, Canada, the United States, Sweden, Norway, Denmark, wherever. But I think whenever a South American country comes in, I'm like, oh, wow. You know, it seems so exotic. But, and this is big. Okay, I'm going to come in close for this one. I'm so excited about this. So I think I have mini prints on every continent on Earth, with the exception of one. So I think I've hit Asia. I think I've hit, I haven't hit Africa. Although I can. Africa's easy. No, I have hit Africa. I've done South Africa. So South Africa would be one of the surprising ones. But if I haven't done every continent, maybe have I done Asia? Asia, question mark, depends what you include or don't include in Asia. But the one continent that I know is going to be difficult, I've just cracked. So I am in touch with a guy who is a research scientist who's going down to Antarctica, and he actually has a layout down there, and he is going to be ordering mini prints and has given me his Antarctic mailing address. So the minute, and this is supposed to happen, I think, in April. So if he actually does go down to Antarctica, and if we actually do make this happen, and I have no reason to think that we won't, then I will be able to go to market officially with there is a mini print on every continent. Or at least I'll have Antarctica so that if I don't have Asia, I can get Asia, but I think I have Asia. So I'm really excited, Sean. Woohoo! The most unexpected place that I plan to ship minis, Antarctica. Now, the rules for me are it has to be a paid order. It has to be a model railroader. And it actually has to go on a layout. So I'm not just going to send like an unsolicited mini print to a person in a country for the sake of it, because that's cheating. But if there is a legit model railroader who orders a mini print for a model railroad layout located in Antarctica, yes, then that will, yeah, that's true. Hey, Sean, that's a great idea. Can you imagine live from Antarctica? That would be insane. What's the time difference? What's the time zone? Should I ask Google? Okay, everyone, I'm going to make your Googles go off. Hey, Google, what time is it in Antarctica? 7:27 a.m. on Sunday. So, wow, it's okay. So it's, I don't know how many hours that is. Someone can do the math on it. So it's tomorrow morning in Antarctica. Wouldn't that be crazy? That would be a cool live. And I love the idea. I love the idea of there being a model railroader into Antarctica, because that literally means there will be model railroaders on every continent on Earth. So this is exciting. Very exciting. Speaking of exciting, I'm going to go back to this in 1 minute. But for those who just joined and who were not here earlier, this Wednesday, I have not said who the guest is yet, but this Wednesday I go live at 7 p.m. Eastern. And we will have 2, John Garvin, that's great. Hang on. I haven't been putting messages up. I should. Yeah, exactly, John. Exactly. Someone hook me up if anyone knows anyone. This Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 2 special guests. One, Dave, who's was or is on the chat. And he is going to be on, as well as a very, very special guest. I gave a hint earlier. I don't know whether anyone guessed who it was. I'll drop the hint again. But the hint of the very special guest besides Dave, who is also a very special guest, that I will have on Wednesday's live, if you go look at the thumbnail on Facebook or YouTube for this next Mini Prints Monthly, you will guess who it is. I think I told you who it was, Sparky, didn't I? Almar, you win. Yeah, that's the winner. Okay, so let me make a note here. Just a second. All right. Almar guessed. So Almar wins a mug. I will send you a mug, Al. Jennifer, of course, was the first mug winner. And Sean, Pennywise. The 3 of you are our lucky Mini Prints mug winners for today. If just pop me an email if you don't mind, just to remind me, make sure I have your mailing address. I'm sure I do, but just say you owe me a mug, and that way I will remember to send it out on Monday. Almar, Jennifer, and Sean, you are the lucky mug winners. Take the hobby to the ISS to keep the astronauts' minds busy and relaxed. Yes, the only question is, how do locomotives and boxcars work in zero gravity? Ooh, Mini Prints in space. All right, enough silliness. More silliness. All right, so this is hooked up, this is hooked up, this is hooked up. Let's do a device self-test. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very good. Last thing I'm going to do on this machine right now is hook it up to Wi-Fi and name the machine. So I will be right back after I type in the password. All right, and let me do this. Hey Siri, text Benjamin Helen.
What do you want to say?
Did the water work? Question mark. All right.
Okay.
Look at this. Isn't that amazing? Now it'll be fun when I can start to run 3D printers from this thing. Okay, so back, system settings. No, back to Wi-Fi, detect Wi-Fi. All right. Yeah, I agree with you, Jennifer. I like that model railroading space. Maybe we could get the NMRA on that. This modeling hobby is out of this world. I wonder, here's one for you. Okay, I will pose a question. In the grand history of NASA and the space program, it could be any space program. I mean, it could be, there's a Canadian space program, there's a European Space Agency, but riddle me this. Are there any astronauts who are model railroaders? All right, mini prints, here we go. So I found my network. Now I'm going to type in my password. Don't look. Okay, let's just make sure I did that right. Yeah. Confirm. And we will see if this connects to Wi-Fi. Hello, Chuck. So who have I not said hello to? Well, whoever I have not said hello to, hello. So I want to find out, CMD models. You said half of my CAD drawings were done in Antarctica. That's interesting. Would you like to explain further, or are we talking about the same modeler perhaps? All right, we're on Wi-Fi. So now let's go back to system settings, device info, rename this, and guess what? Mini 1, Mini 3, Mini 4. I'm guessing this is Mini 2. M-I-N-I, Mini 2, enter. Yes. All right. All right, let's see. I can't show you what's on that one because all 4 of these are new mini prints that will be coming out in the next month. So I've just been testing some stuff. So this is top secret over here. So hopefully you're not zooming in. All right, well, I am I'm liking that. Okay, if mini prints made the space station, would it still be a mini print as opposed to a what? A space print? Yeah, it would be a mini print. Space edition. Mini prints in space. Oh, I like that. Mini prints in space would get its own, can you imagine? Its own video, its own logo. That would be fun. All right, well, that's kind of, let me just stop for a moment, bring you over here and admire the new setup. So then bottom row, there are 4 of the old machines, top row for the new machines. All right. So what time is it? 1:38. Do the crossing lights work? That's an interesting question. They could, and I would like them to. So if anyone has any experience wiring, Oh, let's see what we got in here. I'm a little bit thirsty. What do you think? Think it's time to enjoy a pale ale? I'm thirsty. Drink them if you got them. I've just charging my camera, so I'm not going live for a bit. Okay, let me grab a mug. I'm getting a little thirsty here. I will use my Miniature mug. Oh, pick the X-Acto blade from the floor. Probably not a good place to keep it. I walked in today, so I think it's time for just a refresher. Cheers. I would very much like to, here, I'll come down here like this. I would very much like to get these lights working. I would think that they could very easily be made to work. But what I want to happen is a little bit ambitious. So I could wire a bulb in there, put it on a circuit, turn it on, get a solid red. But I want it to alternate, flashing, alternating. Okay. Which probably isn't that hard, but getting it on the right sort of bing bong, bing bong. But I also want to trigger it so that when an order comes in, the website or the door opens or something, I want something fun to trigger it. It would be really fun if it could be when an order comes in or an order goes out, or when something happens, the lights get triggered. There's not enough traffic here. The other thing actually could be tie it into the webcam. So when a train goes by, the lights flash. So I haven't figured out how to do that yet. I'm pretty sure they're easy to wire. I could probably even figure out how to get the alternating flash. But okay, so Sparky, you are in charge of wiring the lights. That's your project, okay? So, I mean, I've got electricity all in there, and we need two things. We need to figure out how to light it, and then we need to figure out how to trigger it. So Sparky, you're Sparky 107 107 with a name like Sparky and a job like you have. Then guess what? That's the project. All right. Well, that's good to know, Sean. Very good. When do the cows come home, Sparky? Is there a set time? Yeah, I like that. So, hey, collaborators, that's exactly what I'm thinking. Something along the line of, it would be way more fun. I mean, anybody can flick a switch and have lights flash. I mean, I haven't done it, but if we could actually have it mean something, a train going by, an order coming in, an order going out, something, then I think it would be nice. They might only work once if I hook them up. I deal with high voltage. Well, high voltage is fine. Yeah. Okay, Chuck. We'll do maybe I'll do an NMRA clinic on that. All right. I'm going to have a seat here for a second. Place is a bit of a mess. Where am I going to sit? Here, I'll sit over here. Forgive me for a minute. I can't believe everyone's still sticking around. This is not boring yet. All right. So this Wednesday, we've talked about this Wednesday. What else can we talk about? My plans for Antarctica. Oh, I know what's neat. I booked a couple of conventions. So I have it. It's official. The guys, is anyone here on the chat an NMRA member in the NER, I guess, what's that, Northeast region? Because if you are an NER NMRA member, there is a convention coming up in Rochester in September, and I will be scanning. So they have officially accepted my proposal to attend. I will do a clinic, don't know on what yet, and I will bring the scanning rig. It's looking like that will also happen for Long Beach, and it's confirmed for St. Louis. So right now, travel plans are as follows. Sparky in May. So Sparky, if you don't know, is having a YouTube meet and greet, which is May. What are the dates, Sparky? May long weekend in Canada. I don't know if it's a long weekend in the States. Let's see. It is, I'm thinking 16, 17, 18, 19. Doesn't look like it's a long weekend in the States, just Canadian. And the 16th is my birthday, so I'm going to have to figure out whether May 16th, which I think, what is that, Thursday? Thursday, May 16th. So I got to figure out, am I here or am I on the road? So Sparky says May 17th to 20. So that's good. So I'll probably spend my birthday here and then hop in the car on the 17th, but I'll figure that out. So May 17th to 20th in Reading, Pennsylvania. So that's May. I don't think there's anything in June. In July is the St. Louis RPM. In August, the NMRA National in Long Beach. And then September, the NER convention in Rochester. So that's kind of the plan. Congratulations, Sparky. I think that's fantastic. I think we're in the same division. I'm in the NER. No, sorry, not NER. I'm in the Niagara Frontier, NFR, Niagara Frontier Region, WOD, Western Ontario Division, which I think probably means we're in the same whatever. Although I do find all these regions and divisions very confusing. I have to say that I do agree that there are too many regions and divisions, and I don't quite understand all that stuff. So, all right. Anyone have any questions? I am going to sit for another minute and then go back to work, and you guys can stick around and ask me more questions, or you can get on with your lives. It's really completely 100% whatever you would like to do. Okay. Still drinking with I'm like Michael Jackson here. All right, let's get back to work. Only 4 printers are done. Well, actually, I've only done 2 out of them because 2 are already set up. So I still have some work to do. All right, safety glasses. Safety glove. All right, new comments. Sparky, no, that's not a new comment. Come tour Cambridge. What are you going to do the double headers in April? You know, it's interesting, Sparky. I've done the double headers many times. I probably did it about 3 or 4 years in a row. Amazing layout tour. Spectacular. So much fun. I've seen pretty much every layout that was on double headers, but it really depends on what weekend, what the weather's like, and if there are any new layouts. I would like to. I really would. Some weekends I can get away. Other weekends I can't. It really depends. If it's the weekend, stepped on my map. The weekend that is closest to the middle of the month, I'm usually working on Mini Prints of the Month Club. What weekend is it? Did you say? Yeah, I don't know what weekend it is. It depends. I'd like to, but if it's a weekend that I have other plans between the business and the horse, I'm usually on weekends either working or driving my wife up to the barn or visiting Pumpkin myself. I enjoy his company because he is a lovely, lovely beast. Hello, Adam. If you're just joining, and I think you are, as other people might, I have been swapping out the old Mars 2 Pros for the new Mars 4 Ultras. So you are right in the middle of the halfway mark, sort of me getting messy and switching printers. So that is what you walked into. I'm not sure how exciting it is, but there are people sticking around. So we're also doing a Bernard Says Ask Me Anything. And so far, Jennifer has asked what a mannequin is doing in my studio and what music I usually listen to. Sean has asked me a number of very good questions about resin and other printing things. And also, my favorite question so far, where's the weirdest place I've sent mini prints? Which led to a very exciting conversation where we learned that it's currently 7:48 in the morning in Antarctica, but Sunday morning. What else? Double headers is April 6th. Oh, that's interesting. Yes, so the collaborators. 2 of the Mars 2 Pros are going to go over there. So I'm keeping the 2 Saturns and I'm going to put 2 of the Pros over here. And they're going to be dedicated to different colored resins. And one of them is going to go home in case I suddenly have a desire to 3D print at 3 in the morning. Because I currently don't have a 3D printer at home. Why would I? They're all here. One of them is going to my friend Spencer. Spencer designed the fascia elements, so the well and the bomb shelter. And I've done a lot of work. Miniature Spencer, he was one of the modelers who worked a lot on Little Canada, and probably one of the most talented modelers I've ever met, Spencer Barkley. And he's getting one, so that's 4. And I don't know what I'm going to do with the other 2 yet. They're not worth much, so I'm not going to sell them. They're kind of at the end of their effective lives. I wouldn't sell them, Sparky. They're probably not worth anything. I mean, you can get a pretty good printer nowadays for not a lot of money. Hello, Robert. Hello from Baltimore. Welcome. A raffle. Yeah, these machines are pretty old and beat up. They're not the latest technology. I mean, they're great machines. Don't get me wrong. They have served me very, very well. They're workhorses. They really are. And I've worked them hard. And there's not much wrong with them. But I kind of figure if you're getting into it nowadays, you might as well get the latest, greatest. Surprised to have a Mars 2 still in the box, used it once. Well, yeah, exactly. So I have, this is horrible. Oh, I shouldn't say this. This is terrible. All right, I'll show you one of my dirty little secrets in a minute. Hang on. Sean says, I met Spencer at the Bradford Greenhouse Train Show. He does great work. Yeah, he does. Yeah, Spencer is a great friend and a collaborator. And I was just at his studio yesterday, actually. And I love Spencer inspires me. He motivates me. Well, Spencer worked the booth at Springfield. And I really appreciate Spencer worked with Sparky and I. And Spencer is awesome. Okay. Probably going to get resin all over my computer. So it's not a great idea. So here's Sparky, if this makes you feel better. This right here. This is a Neptune 1. This is the first elegoo FDM printer. It was a Father's Day gift to me 3 or 4 years ago. It has never been unpackaged. It's probably about $300 or $400. And I wanted it. I asked for it. It was a lovely Father's Day present. I think they're now on the Neptune 3 or the Neptune 4. So this has, I have not unsealed the box. So this is a brand new, very outdated FDM printer that I absolutely wanted and never set up. And I feel terrible about it because I should have. But when you've got resin printers, honestly, I'm a resin guy, not an FDM guy. Okay, so what are we doing next? We are trying to stay organized. Let's turn this off. I don't need these on anymore. Okay. Yeah, it is a museum piece now, and it's a shame because, if they're on the 3rd or 4th generation of the technology, there's no point opening the 1st generation. There's 0 point, none. I mean, it's trash as far as I'm concerned, which is unfortunate, unless someone wants the Neptune 1. I mean, if you're selling a Neptune 4 for a couple $100, why are you not using the old printers to keep doing some of the simpler prints or bulk printing so you can sell at shows? Okay, Sparky, so I'm keeping 2 of them. But honestly, 8 printers is good capacity for me. I don't need 8 plus 6. I don't need that many printers. And I like having all the same machine because each machine has different specs. So when you send something, when I create a file, I don't want to format it one way for one printer and one way for another printer. So the Mars 2 Pros down there have a certain build plate and a certain specification. And the Ultras have a different build plate and a different specification. So if I was creating something and sending it here and here, I would have to create 2 different files. I want all the same. I've seen the order. Yeah, I noticed your order today too. Do you really want me to print your order on the old printers? I like having standardization because then you can swap. You can use different components. So I like standardization. I will keep 2 of the old ones just in case as spares, as backups, but I don't really, yeah, 1,000 houseflies. Okay. All right. Well, those are already printed. I can ship those out to you. Hang on. Those are done. Here you go. There's your order. They're right in there. I don't know if you can see them, but there are your 1,000 houseflies. They're in there, ready to go out. You wanted N scale, right? It was N scale houseflies. Is that correct? Okay. All right. So let's do the messy part. All right. See you, Sean. Yeah, I will send you a coffee mug. Thank you for joining. Oh, Sparky. I can't get one past you, can I? You know me too well. All right. So, who just came in? Do I see? Hey, Terry, BC, how are you? Thanks for walking in. I'm switching out some machines, answering some questions, having some fun, getting messy. I asked my son how it went with the water, and I don't think I ever heard back. Did I? Let's see. Yes, thank you. Okay, so he's good. Good, that's good. All right. Come summertime, Sparky, I can send you that many free farm country living at its best. Just send me your address and they're yours. Ken Amos Jr., are those 1-to-1 scale? And where is the farm? So the worst part of this job, which I'm doing right now, is just emptying the old vats of resin. Or the vats of resin. It's not old resin. I probably filled it up yesterday. But ooh. Yeah, this is the messy part. Oh, thank you. Yeah, this is my wife got me this. This is I don't know if you know, but the mini print started with the little Canadian beaver for my layout. So I thought I should probably have a shrine to the Canadian beaver in here. If anyone ever sees a taxidermy stuffed one, I was thinking it would be kind of cool to have one in here. Because it all started because I wanted one of these for my layout in HO scale, and they didn't have them. And then suddenly, 4 years later, I'm here talking to 25 people on the interweb, changing out 8 printers. Funny that. Funny how things happen. All right. That's what I'm looking for. Ken Amos Jr., did you say where farm country is? I didn't see. FYI info, you will have a Canadian. What's this? FYI info, you will not have a Canadian depart on Wednesday as number 2. Oh, okay, here we go. This is interesting. Terry says, I will not have a Canadian departing on Wednesday as number 2 last night hit a tie plate outside Vancouver, rupturing the fuel tanks. Oh no. Hope everyone's okay. That's not good. Jeez. Where'd you hear about that, Terry? That actually sounds kind of serious. I hope everyone is fine. That's going to put a bit of a dent in their schedule, I would assume. Yikes. Union Bridge, Maryland. Oh, okay. No injuries and everyone bussed back to Vancouver last night. Yikers. That's got to be a bit of a disappointment for people who were expecting a trip of a lifetime. What I'm looking for. Sorry. Just aimlessly wandering around. So let me just check something and then I will tell you another secret. Yeah, I'm trying an experiment. So the cell phone is over there, which is why I've been talking on the cell phone over here. And the cell phone over there is doing a time lapse and it's been on for an hour and a half. So I didn't know whether this would be of interest or not to me, really. But I'm doing a time lapse on my iPhone of this whole process, which I will post online if it is remotely interesting or if it worked. I've never done an iPhone time lapse before. Hang on, I'm just getting messy. Over here. Just I'm draining the resin out of these machines before I move them over here. Holy moly. The other thing I'm noticing is that these FEPs, which are the, I'll show you in a minute. Well, actually, here's $1 million question. How many people know how resin printing works? So, did you know? Let me show you something. All right. Resin printing 101. Go. So for those of you who don't know, these are called vats. This is what I put the resin in. And they have a clear piece of plastic underneath them. And that's what I'm doing right now is I'm draining out the used resin from this vat and then giving them a quick clean. I'll do a more thorough clean in a moment when I'm done the setups. But these pieces of plastic are consumable and they need to be changed on a semi-regular basis, depending on how pitted they are and how long you've used them. So, you know, like a toner cartridges last for a certain period of time. And I'm just noticing, I change them when I need to. They're expensive and time consuming to change. But I'm just noticing some little pits. You probably won't be able to see it, but there are little pits in there. And so that's another reason it's time to retire some of these. Just, I mean, I could change them or buy new machines. Although, funnily enough, the new machines come with a type of plastic that I don't like. So I'll be retrofitting them all anyway. What are your thoughts on sending files for print? I see a few people doing this and just curious. My VAT has a frosted look to it for my Anycubic printer. Oh, selling files for print. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I have very strong thoughts on selling files for print. I think it's a horribly dumb idea. And I don't plan on doing it. And the reason being is I'll be blunt, I don't see any economic value whatsoever in selling a file for print. Because once the file's out there, it's out there. And you might be honest and you might print, 10 of them and not give them to all your friends. But not everybody is that honest. And once the file's out, it's out. And I'll be honest, the way I make my living, the way I pay for this space and my employee and feed my family is by making these things. And as long as I'm still selling prints and that is the business, I don't see any economic reason to sell a file. It doesn't make any sense from my perspective. It's basically once that file's out there, it's out there, and it could be posted anywhere, it could be printed anywhere. I mean, yeah, it's nothing that I would be interested in doing, simply because I need to pay the bills, and that's just the truth. The truth is it's a business, and oh, good. I'm glad you agree. Yeah, I hate it, to be honest. There are places where you can buy files, and that's great. There are going to be people who have their own printers and are going to want to buy their own files, and that's fine. But I totally understand why people would want it. I just don't understand why I would do it. And that, it might be blunt, but it's honest. Well, the other thing too is, and I'll be honest with you, Sparky was mentioning this, and I don't mean to call Sparky out, but Sparky is by no means the only person I've heard say this. But it is messy. It is time consuming. It is, dare I say it, toxic, although I'm trying to ignore that part. It takes time away from the hobby. I mean, I have a really beautiful module over here. I'll turn the camera around in a minute. And I would love to be building my module right now, but I'm not. I'm cleaning vats with goggles and protective gear on. And don't get me wrong, I have fun, but you can't do it all. And every minute I spend doing 3D printing, which, as I said, is the business, is time that I'm not building that module over there. So you can't do it all, And I mean, I'm happy, hashtag blessed, I guess, if you'll excuse that for a minute, that there are still people that want, to buy files, buy prints. So as long as people want to buy print, I will sell them prints. Well, yeah, that's the other thing too. That's a good point. Thank you, John, by the way. I do appreciate that. Thank you. Ken Amos, if a person doesn't know how to properly print something and they have troubles, they won't. Yeah, well, that's the other thing too. I'll be honest. The art of this is not in the design. The art of this is in getting it to print well consistently. And even then, the failure rate. I mean, there are times, and I try my best to only send things out the door that are, as perfect as I can make them. But there are times, actually, this is a true story, happened last week. There were some figures and I printed them 5 times before I sent them out the door because I just wasn't happy with them. And it was just that extra little bit of tweaking. And I'm not, don't misunderstand, I'm not tuning my own horn here. But you print it, it doesn't work, you tweak it. I didn't want to send it out until it was as good as I could make it. And that chewed up a lot of time and a lot of resin and a lot of frustration. But even if I did sell the file, what if I sell the file and someone prints it and it looks horrible and then they say mini prints? Yeah, I'd rather send it out to the best of my ability looking as good as I could. Oh, thank you, Jennifer. That's very kind of you. Yeah, I mean, there are some people selling. The hybrid that I see, which perhaps makes some sense, I'm still not sold on the idea, is I see some companies that sell physical prints, but will release one file a month, to a Patreon or something. Typically, the files that they release to the Patreon are kind of the low value, low cost files that everyone can get online anyway. So, I mean, if you do have a 3D printer, you know where to go to get, propane tanks, So, if I were to put out a free propane tank, how valuable would that really be? I mean, it would be one of, I don't know, 1,000 people to give away free propane tanks. I also think that honestly, and this is just a philosophical argument, I think that people's work has value and that people should be fairly compensated for the work that they do. So, I mean, if guys want to do prints and put them online for free, then great. I mean, chances are those people probably have really, really decent full-time jobs to pay the bills. Somehow I ended up here, which is fine. I like it. Don't get me wrong. It's fun way to earn a living. But that's my thoughts. That's me rant. I think the other thing I will say is I do think it's kind of inevitable at some point. At some point we might have to deal with it because we'll see. Well, let me throw a question out there. How many people in the chat right now have their own 3D printers? And then my follow-up question will be, how many people have their own 3D printers and would want to buy files? All right, not me, says Terry, me, says Adam, not me, says Jennifer, Sparky, sort of. You have to take it out of the box for it to count, Sparky. Well, if you do want to set it up again, let me know. I'll tell you what to do. Dave, Dave's still here. Hey, Dave, how are you? Oh, you're still here. The question is kind of funny because every now and then I get I kind of think to myself, I should go and get a new FDM printer like the one I showed you that I never set up. And then I sort of stop myself because then it'll be another box sitting up there. And then I think, oh, wow, I should really get a laser because everyone has lasers and lasers are cool. And then I realized, you know what? You can't do it all. You can't have it all. And if I did go and get an FDM machine, that would take away from my time on the resin. If I did go get a laser, once again, I would get distracted. There are, unfortunately, only so many hours in the day. And, and I get distracted by toys. So I think I've made my bed. I think it's a bed filled with resin. And I'm happy. All right, what's going on here? Mike H.O. trains. Oh, everyone's saying hi to each other. That's great. So I guess my follow-up question then is, of the people who said they do have 3D printers, and by no means am I promising anything, as a matter of fact, I'm not. But if you said you do have a 3D printer, do you want a Mini Prints Patreon where, you know, you get one free file a month for X dollars? You know, is that something that I should be thinking about for the future? I'm not saying I will, but, you know, is that in demand? But I've thought about Patreon, you know, because Patreon's attractive, you know, $5 a month residual, you know, you get 100 people, you know, that pays for something, you know, the next piece of equipment or the next whatever. But I kind of view myself not as a content creator, but as a manufacturer. I'm just not 100% sure, you know, that a manufacturer manufactures and sells things. I'm not sure that I'm in the business of, you know, $5 a month, watch me clean vats and, you know, Mini Prints Any Fans or whatever that thing is that all the kids talk about. Not that I know what that is, by the way. Seriously, I don't. I think I know what it is, but I don't really know what it is. Although I suspect my kids know what it is. All right, sorry, this is boring. I've got one more vat to clean and then we get on to the exciting stuff. If you're just joining us, I'm just finishing the vat cleaning and then I will unpackage some machines. And if you weren't around for the first one, you will see some unboxing videos. Yay. This really is the worst part of the process. Worst being messiest. Stinkiest, talkiest. Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, Terry, I could throw them out, but I am keeping them because it's wasteful. Tom, I have 2 printers to make parts to complement the laser kits I produce, and I make my own files and don't share the files for the same reason you don't. Yeah, exactly. I think that's the general consensus amongst my peers. I mean, until they come up with a file format that you print once and it, you know, does a mission impossible and self implodes. You know, I'm not sure. Because I mean, really, it's, you know, it's the intellectual property. It's really what we've got. You know, it would be giving away the farm. Okay, last one. Sorry, I'm off camera here. Back around. There we go. I'm just making a mess. Yeah, I mean, that the funny thing is, Terry, BC, this is the nature of 3D printing. There is a lot of time doing non-sexy things like cleaning. You know, maintenance, cleaning. You know, I've got all the windows open, so there's airflow. Usually, actually, I usually have that on. I've got 2 HEPA filters in here, which help with the fumes. I don't have it on now just because of the background noise. But yeah, this is not my favorite. Let's just say this is not my favorite part of 3D printing. It's messy. It is messy and stinky, and that's actually why my wife kicked me out of the house. Not like permanently, but business-wise. When I had one machine in the basement, it was fine. But when it got to 3 or 4 machines, you know, it wasn't exactly the odor and the aesthetic that she was looking for. It got a little stinky. So I got booted, which is why I'm now in a commercial space, which is good. I mean, I like it. But it's not a home-based business. If you're running 3D printing as a home-based business, I would hope that you have really good ventilation. You definitely don't want it going up into the living portion of the house. I think the jury's still out on how nasty this stuff is. Speaking of background noise, there will be a GO train heading to Union Station soon. How do you know that? Oh, all right. Should I, hang on, you guys want to see the rail cam? All right, hang on. How's my battery on here? It's good. Okay. Let me see if I can get the rail cam on then. Thank you for mentioning that. Let's go YouTube, return, rail cam. Nice. Let's do settings, quality, yeah, thing. The best I got. Now let's do live. Okay, now I'll go to StreamYard. Let me see if I can add it into the stream. How soon is soon? There we go. Oh, let me go full screen on it. There we go. All right. Still time yet. He's still north of Downsview. Oh, are you on? Well, how do you know that? Is there a there's no moving map for GO trains, are there? Or are you? How do you know what's going on? Do you have a trick? Are you prepared to share your tricks? I know how to do VIA, but I don't know how to do. There's a website for tracking. There is? Terry, spill the beans. I didn't know that. Yeah, please do. Bernard at miniprints.com. That would be fantastic. Actually, I wonder if there is I wonder if that's the way to get the lights to play. Oh, I hear something. No, fire engine. Never mind. Never mind. Well, that's really cool. Plus, so what's going on? I really enjoy painting mini prints. Oh, thank you, Mike. Seems that there are emergency vehicles. I don't know if you guys are getting the audio or not. All right, Adam. Thanks for coming in. Thank you, Terry. All right, so I've done the resin. We'll watch the rail cam. If you guys are not aware, I'm sure everyone's aware, I have the mini prints rail cam outside the building here. Terry will give us our heads up of when the train is coming. I have a question for you, Terry. Does it say what the motive power is? So I know it probably has a train number, but can you tell what engine is? See you, Chuck. See you on Wednesday. Looking forward to it, and thanks for popping in. You as well, Adam. All right, so. I got a lot of these boxes. It's an Aurora Go. It's at Aurora Go right now. No info on. Oh, Aurora's is far from here. Yeah, Aurora is. Yeah, very far. Or maybe is there one leaving Union going northbound? If you're watching the map, tell me when it gets south of Bloor or at Bloor, and then we can go back to the cam. The minute I do that, one's going to go by. Here's the server. So I've got it set up right there with StreamYard. So I usually hear the rumble of the. Okay, so these four can get disconnected and removed. So that's the next thing I'm going to do. Probably these two for no good reason. Okay, so next, the label makers phone. This is unfortunate. I got my label maker phone. Here are the four colors of the ingredients. So, let's call it label. So I'm going to go in and label color. I'm not the best. All right, Bernard, check your email for the link I just sent. Next, northbound leaves Union at 2:54. Okay, well, that's interesting. It's exactly 8 minutes from Union Station to me. Julie, tell him he's talking to himself since we cannot understand a word he's saying. Really? You don't hear me? Oh, when I'm facing that way, is it, what do you mean you can't hear me? What are you talking about? Sparky, are you having me on, man? Oh, okay. I will speak into the camera. I will project. I don't know what I was saying anyway. Just the ravings of a lunatic. Oh, okay. So have you been missing like half of this broadcast? And yet you're still here. Something about power cords. Chances are. It's always something about power cords, isn't it? So the good news is 247. Oh, okay. So then I think earlier we heard you better. Can you hear me now? I wonder if it's the interference from, is that better? It might be the noise from the other one. Here, let me add it back into the stream. There we go. Yes, we hear you. Can you hear me? Loud and clear. All right, I'll turn the audio off on that. So I've got 4 printers down here that I'm going to start unboxing. Thank you for sending that link, Terry. I had no idea that there was a Go tracker. Just at DuPont now. DuPont's about 2 minutes away from me, so we should be seeing a train in a minute. Here, let me turn the volume on. I don't know whether you guys will get the volume or not, but. I'm just south of Bloor. Train. There we go. So, and there should be another northbound soon. That's kind of cool. So there we go. That's a neat trick. That was pretty much bang on time. That tracker is pretty accurate because with all the time delays and everything, you told me where it was, and like minutes later it was here. So that's kind of neat. Thank you for saying that. Yeah, that's cool. That's very cool. I will check that out. Now Sparky just has to figure out how to hook the lights up to that. All right. Well, Sparky did say that I was going to go till the cows come home, and I've been on for 2 hours. I can't really imagine if anybody wants to watch me do this for another 2 hours. So you're more than welcome to stay, or not. I'm sure there's new people coming in all the time. If there is anyone new, please say hello, introduce yourself. If you have any questions as to what you're watching or why you're watching, feel free to ask. I'm not sure I can answer. I'm just knee deep in equipment. At least I can take the PPE off for this part. So I'm not going to really have to work with the resin for now. If anyone needs a Mars 4 Ultra leveling card or manual or anything else, I have a lot. Yeah, keep going, Bernard. I'm gluing the pork over here. All right, well, music to glue pork by, I guess. Thanks. This will be a very interesting live, what do you call it, time lapse. It's either going to be fascinating or incredibly boring. All right. What a mess here. I got some cleanup I'm going to have to deal with. I'm really good at setting things up, and I really dislike the cleaning part. I'm the guy that loves to like cook, but then I hate to do the dishes afterwards. So, you know, when you get all the pots and you cut something really nice, it's just like opening Christmas presents. Yeah, I suppose. But you keep getting the same thing over and over again. It's like every aunt and uncle and cousin got you the exact same gift. Oh, look, it's a resin printer. I'm so surprised. Not another resin printer. I'm back. Sorry about that. Did I disappear for a minute? Yes, seriously, this is Groundhog Day all over again. Sparky, next time me and Bernard come over to run things, the offer's still open. Oh, wow. Okay, we got deals happening here. Model railroad deals are happening live. One. Yeah. Ned Beatty, you owe me money. There's some such Groundhog Day reference. So I need this, I need this. Wi-Fi antenna. Okay, so here we go. This will be machine number 5. Shall we power it on? That's a good sign. All right, we got the power. Increase the lift. That. You can see that the release film on these vats are very different technology of the release film on the Mars 2 Pros. This is supposed to yield a faster release. Some people have said they're great, some people have said they're terrible. I'm sorry, I'm talking. Some people have said they're great, some people have said they're terrible. I have yet to experiment. Well, I have experimented. I've yet to see a difference. I like it, but I don't know. Packaging, yeah, exactly. Well, the interesting thing is they say to keep the boxes because the only way they will accept a return is if it's packaged in this box. But this is a lot of mess. I mean, maybe I'll keep 1 or 2 boxes in case a machine goes down. But I can't really imagine I'm going to keep all this. Although this does make really good packaging material. So this might get recycled packaging wise. We're going to test on this machine. Pass. Okay. I think tomorrow will be a whole day just spent leveling, getting set up. There's a whole another day's worth of work just to get all these machines ready. But today is the messy heavy lifting. Anyone new? Anyone wonder what's going on? Anyone have any questions? Oh, yeah. Hey, Terry, when should I be looking for the next train? I feel like it should be soon. We should have a northbound, shouldn't we? If you give me a heads up, I'll fire up the camera again if anyone wants to see a northbound drive. I don't have the window open right now because I've got too much going on here. There's a share screen. Maybe I'll just get it up and running just in case. Share. There we go. Can you guys hear the background noise from the camera or just me? Anyone? This is actually more work than I anticipated. I can hear only foreground noise. I'm running electrical center. All right, well, Sparky, that's very helpful. Thank you. Yeah, I need a drink too. I think after I get this one hooked up, I'm going to go find the rest of the beer. Now's a good time. I'll be back in a minute. I can hear the geese outside in stereo, both out my window and on the camera. I don't know if you guys heard the Canadian geese fly. Sante. Yeah, no, Sparky, I think when we started, we were up there at one point around 30 people. These are the gluttons for punishment. These are the diehards. No, Sparky, those are the Canadian geese. The mini print geese. They now come with real sounds. Yeah, did I not tell you all mini print animals have sound cards now? Maybe that should be my next sound card. Maybe I should get the Iowa Scout engineering guys to do a Canada Goose for me. It seemed to be appropriate. That is not a good set. I didn't like the sound of that one. Don't. You don't want you don't want Canada Goose sounds? That'd be cool for a log. I would. Just seeing if I hear a train. Terry, are you still watching the tractor train? Are you still with us? Hear an airplane. Glamorous, isn't it? If Broadway Limited can do stock cars with cow sounds, you can do a pond with geese sounds. It's true. I think the question isn't whether I could, the question is whether I should. Okay, let's do the device self-test. Yeah, Jennifer, I was gonna do chickens, 3D printed chicken sounds, but I feel like that might already be out there. The Mini Prince outhouse was a big hit. Here, while we wait for the train, let me hook up the outhouse sounds. Should have done that earlier. Here, where did I put it? iPad. Oh, here it is. This is how I power the sounds for the outhouse. Little power bank. Let's see if I can get it. Oh yeah. Here we go. So let's see if we can mute this. The minute I mute this is probably when a train will go by, but okay, so here we go. So I hooked up this little button. I don't know if you guys can hear it. There's the outhouse up there.
Hey, can someone pass me a train magazine or something? This is going to take a while. Well, I guess that's one way to unload freight.
Are you guys hearing this?
I think I got a full cargo load coming through. Oh, thank God. Here comes the caboose.
Anyway, there we go. Potty humor, the highest form. So let's go back. Let's see if we can see some trains. I am just drowning in these boxes. Don't be surprised if some of you are going to get mini prints and elegoo toolboxes. It is wrong in so many ways, Sparky. That's what makes it right. All right. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's do 7, 8, and then I'll get these things hooked up to the internet and online. Almar, they are available at miniprints.com. The sound card alone, or you can get the sound card plus the outhouse, plus the 3D printed figure inside. HO scale only for the outhouse and the 3D printed figure, but the sound card comes in any scale you want. I feel like we should be seeing a train soon. I go back, let's see if I can find when Terry said there is, when did he say the northbound was coming? That's interesting. Okay, here we go. North, blah, blah, blah. I can't go back that far in the chat. Oh, next northbound leaves Union Station at 2:54. Oh, okay, it's on its way. So 2:54 plus 8 is 3:02. So we should be seeing a northbound in about 5 minutes. So if you are watching now and you have any desire to see a northbound GO train, stick around for 5 minutes and you will see a northbound GO train. Assuming. While you do that, guess what I'm going to do? Yeah. All right. What a mess. Al, the mini sound cards and antennas have proved to be very popular. I still have some of the sound cards left, but not a lot. I'm actually surprised how quickly they sold. I guess it's true. People really do like the potty humor, and I mean, why wouldn't they? So I am predicting a train in 3 minutes. And we will see. All right, last 2 machines. I see some people have joined. If you're wondering what's going on, we're waiting for a northbound GO train. It should probably be coming by in a few minutes. It's actually, there's a bit of a delay on the stream. It's 3:01. Oh, GO train alert, says Terry. All right. So there's I don't know why, but for some reason there's a bit of a time delay between reality and camera time. I will tell you when I see the train real time, and then you will tell me. Shit. Oops. I'm not gonna do that. All right. Let's plug this in. I hear something. Train. I'm seeing it live, and you should see it momentarily. There we go. Wow, that tracker is pretty accurate. I'm impressed. I turned the volume off so you didn't hear the rumble. Yep, that train alert is, I would argue, a lot more accurate than the VIA. Whatever they use, it's pretty good. Okay, so here we go. Tool, manual, 50 millimeter increase. Okay. And that's interesting. Ruh-roh. I'm knobless. I need a knob. That's strange. Did they not include one? Or is it? Huh. There's no knob for that machine. Which means I've either misplaced it, which I don't think I have. Has anyone seen my knob? All right, that's interesting. Let's see what's going on here. Did I bury it? Nope. I did not. Did I? Huh. Okay. I think I might be missing a part. Bernard, want to see the downtown Toronto. Bernard, want to see the downtown Toronto from the CN Tower. What does that mean? Does that mean there's a camera, or I'm confused? What are you saying, Terry? Huh. I'm more wondering what the knob is. Okay. Let me just, I wonder. Maybe. No. Not there. Huh. I think maybe for the first time ever, part missing, which actually would be rather strange. Nope, I do not see the part that I'm missing. Okay, they'll send it. Yes, a cam from the top of the CN Tower. Sure. Fire it away. Huh. Well, I guess I'm not going to have 8 machines up and running until I can find an extra knob. I'll do a cleanup. Maybe it'll be in the pile here, but I think there is a part missing, which is a little bit problematic. Not the end of the world. Shite happens, I suppose. If it happened twice, I'd be upset. Okay, so that's really interesting. Oh, ha ha ha, found it. All right. I found my knob. All right, let's do a self test. I am definitely getting tired. This has been 2.5 hours of doing this. So I think when I finish setting up this last machine, I will get them all online, rename them 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I think that's it for me. I think I am done. The rest will have to wait until tomorrow. I may or may not clean up after myself, or probably clean up. I don't like to leave a messy studio. Come on. There we go. Antenna. Are you setting up the new couch? Exactly. Yes, I am. Welcome, Heath. Welcome to the channel for the last 2 hours and 37 minutes. I've been talking about my dreams, my fears, my aspirations, and I've been reduced to my knees, which are beginning to kill. Setting up your, actually, good timing. This is machine number 8. You are here for the auspicious last machine. All right. I feel like these machines are a little wider than the other machines. Tomorrow is going to be the day that I level them. 8. I don't know. I don't get it, but I like it. Okay, so that one is done. So are we ready? Ooh. Let's see if machine number 8 turns on. It does. Yeah, it'd be. I'll turn around and show you the aftermath in a minute. So, manual 50 millimeter increase, 1, 2, 3. Whew. My desire is to get all of these up and running so that I can. I want to get a full set of stuff printed so that Monday morning, when Brett comes in, there's stuff on the new printers. But that might be ambitious. All right. So, last but not least, I still have to set up the 2 Mars 2 Pros over there. But as I say, Rome was not built in a day. And that might very well be. I think this is a 2-day job. Just because I do not have the wherewithal to keep going, and I'm getting hungry. Okay, hang on a sec, Keith. I can't read from over here. Any venting for these? Yes and no. We'll talk about venting in a minute. I will vent in a minute. Okay, let's do a test. Excellent. All right, so we'll talk about venting. We are still live, Sue, believe it or not. We've been live for the last 2 hours and 41 minutes. And you can go back and watch all of the riveting video of me setting these up. There have been some, it's been fun. There have been some questions and stuff. But this is number 8. And I'm happy to say I got a bit more work to do, but then that's it. So let me show you the final. Ta-da! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Whoa. Feel like the count. Venting. Okay, number 1, I've got a HEPA filter, charcoal HEPA filter right here. I've just turned it off because it's noisy. Number 2, windows are always open. Oops. Windows are always open over there. Number 3, this tower right here. So all of the printers live in here. I am going to be putting a fume hood on the top of that cabinet that will suck all the fumes out. That is a project that I've been meaning to get to that I have not gotten to yet. I've got the vent hood behind me. It's a to be done. So it's not something that, it's not bad in here. One of the things that I've been thinking about doing is getting a VOC meter. I'm nose blind to the smell of the resin. We were talking a little bit about it earlier. There is some debate as to how horrible this stuff is for you. It's probably not doing me any favors, but as I say, windows are open. Right now, nothing's printing, so it's pretty good. Interestingly, what I find most bothersome is not the resin, it's the isopropyl alcohol. So the isopropyl alcohol is the stinky stuff. Now, interestingly, isopropyl is not a carcinogen or any sort of hazard. So these are always in here. So that's a printer cabinet over there. You can see it there. So the goal eventually, sorry, I'm just holding the computer up. The goal eventually will be to put a fume hood in the top of that and then vent it outside. And for now, that's the remains of today. So I still have a bit of work to do. So, yeah, so it's a work in progress. Yeah, I'm interested. So here's the interesting thing. I have read a lot about air meters, specifically VOCs, because that's really the only thing I care about. I'm not really concerned with particulate in here. I mean, I'm in between 2 active diesel rail lines. I'm dead on the PM whatevers from the trains. So there's enough particulate matter in here to choke a horse. That's just outside particulates. What has me concerned are the volatile organic compounds that could be part of the 3D printing process because of the resins. So Do I want to, first question is, do I even want to know what the VOCs are in here? Probably not. Next question. If I do, is there any commercially available VOC meter under $1,000 that you can trust? And from the research I've done, the answer is no. So if you buy any Chinese made, I'm not picking on Chinese made, I'm just saying those are the ones available. If you get any $200, $300, $400 Chinese made VOC monitor, they will all give you different values. And from the YouTube videos I've watched and the conversations I've had, they're just not accurate. So, you know, I suspect if I bought 3 different $400 VOC meters, they would all give me different VOC levels. So, you know, is it worth the money? And if I knew, I mean, what I know is I need to vent. Oh boy, do I need to vent. Yeah, you're right. It's not about the accuracy, it's about the increase. I'm pretty darn sure that I know that when I don't know whether the VOCs increase when I print. I think the VOCs increase when I probably am mixing and pouring resin. That's probably the worst thing I do is open up 5 bottles of resin and dump them into a mix in a vat. Now, what effect that's going to have on me? I don't know. Probably not good. The other thing is, I spent most of my life in the commercial printing industry. I mean, I was a graphic designer and I spent a lot of time, you know, printing. I can't imagine that the VOCs in that environment are very good either. So I don't know. Perhaps I'm just putting my head in the sand. Maybe I need to think more about it. As I say, it's a to-do. All right. I'm going to go and I'm going to put these 4 printers online. I'm going to clean up this giant mess behind me. I'm coming up on 3 hours. So for those of you who have been in for more than 5 minutes, thank you. I think at this point, I'm going to clean up my big mess and call it quits because I'm hungry. And I think my wife's probably getting home from the barn soon. And this was really the goal for today was this. I'm partially there. And thank you for joining me. It's actually been really enjoyable to have some company. This internet thing, this YouTube thing, it's kind of fun. So from the city that does go to sleep, I love the way Heath signs off. Heath, you've got the absolute best sign off. You're the only one in the biz I know that has a good sign off. So one of these days, I'm going to have to go to ChatGPT or whatever and see if they have any ideas for a sign off. But I will, in the spirit of Heath, say from the city that goes to sleep, thank you, printing citizens. Heath, help me out with this. Thanks everyone for joining. And Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, George Celios will be joining us there. I said it. I'm very excited. We have a special guest, all sorts of fun to be continued. I'm not going to put you through this again tomorrow when I go and level all those and fill them with resin. That will be my own private Idaho. But thanks for joining today. And I'll see you Wednesday. Congrats to the folks early on who won their mugs. Thank you, Terry, for the Go Train alert. Thank you, everyone, for, hey, did I do that? How did that happen? There was a thumb just came up. That was cool. Who did that? How did a thumb pop up on my thing? Oh, cool. All right, I'm learning things. And bye, everyone. See you Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Bye, everyone. Thanks for keeping me company.